My heart broke when I saw my girlfriend's Instagram post. She had shared a picture of her ex and written under it, "Some relationships never end." I replied with a simple comment, "Maybe." After that, I canceled the Christmas party I had planned to propose to her. 2 days later, my girlfriend showed up at my door, holding something very expensive in her hands. I'm Alex, 31 years old. I work as a financial analyst at a mid-sized investment firm in Boston. Not the flashiest job, but it pays well, and I've built a comfortable life. I own a condo in Back Bay, drive a decent car, and for the past 2 years, I thought I'd found the person I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. Her name was Isabel. We met at a mutual friend's rooftop party in the summer of 2022. She was a marketing coordinator for a luxury fashion brand, the kind of woman who could walk into a room and shift the energy without trying. Dark hair, sharp wit, and this laugh that made you feel like you were the only person she'd ever found funny. We clicked instantly. Within 3 months, we were exclusive. Within 6, I was telling my parents about her. By our first anniversary, I was already thinking about rings. Everything felt right. Or at least, it did until December 12, 2024. The thing about relationships is that you build them on trust, on small moments that accumulate into something solid. Isabel and I had that. We had Sunday morning pancakes at her place, late-night drives down Route 1 with no destination in mind, and those stupid inside jokes that only we understood. I'd started keeping a toothbrush at her apartment. She had a drawer full of clothes at mine. We were building something real, something permanent. Or so I thought. Update 1. It was a Thursday evening. I was sitting on my couch, scrolling through Instagram after a long day of back-to-back meetings. My feed was the usual mix of food posts, memes, and occasional vacation photos. Then I saw it. Isabel had posted a picture. At first, I didn't think much of it. Just another aesthetic shot, I figured. But when the image loaded fully, my stomach dropped. It was a photo of her ex-boyfriend, Cameron. Not just any photo, a close-up of him smiling at the camera, the kind of shot that felt intimate, personal. The caption read, "Some relationships never end." I stared at my screen for a full minute, trying to process what I was seeing. My thumb hovered over the comment section. There were already a dozen responses. Heart emojis. "Ah, so sweet." One of her friends wrote, "You two were perfect together." Another comment said, "I always knew you guys had something special." I felt like I'd been punched in the chest. Cameron, the guy she dated for 3 years before me. The guy she told me was ancient history. The guy whose name she barely mentioned anymore because, according to her, that chapter was completely closed. They'd broken up 6 months before we met, and she'd always described it as mutual, amicable, and utterly finished. I didn't call her. I didn't text her. I just left a comment. Maybe. Then I locked my phone and sat there in silence, feeling my entire world tilt sideways. The Christmas party was supposed to happen in 6 days. I'd rented out a private room at a nice restaurant downtown, not one of those trendy, overpriced places, but somewhere classic and elegant. Invited 30 people, her friends, my friends, our families. I'd coordinated with a photographer to capture the moment I got down on one knee. The ring was already sitting in my sock drawer, a platinum band with a princess-cut diamond that cost me 3 months' salary. I'd been planning this for weeks, agonizing over every detail because I wanted it to be perfect. I canceled everything that night. The restaurant refunded half the deposit. I sent a group text to everyone saying the party was off due to unforeseen circumstances. My mom called immediately, confused and worried, but I didn't have the energy to explain. I just told her I'd talk to her later. My best friend, Jake, texted asking if I was okay. I left him on read. Isabel texted me around 10 p.m. "Isabel, hey babe, you okay? Saw your comment on my post. What did you mean by maybe?" I didn't respond. She called twice. I let it go to voicemail both times. I poured myself a glass of whiskey and sat on my balcony in the freezing December air, watching the city lights blur together. I kept thinking about that caption. Some relationships never end. What the hell did that mean? Was it a declaration? A confession? Was she telling the world, telling me, that she still had feelings for him? I felt stupid. I felt betrayed. I felt like the guy who gets blindsided in every bad romantic comedy. Except this wasn't funny. This was my life. Update 2. Friday morning, I woke up to 17 messages from her. Isabel. Alex, what's going on? Isabel. Are you mad at me? Isabel. Please talk to me. Isabel, I don't understand what I did wrong. Isabel, baby, please. You're scaring me. I finally replied around noon. We need to talk. Not now. I need some time. She responded immediately. Time for what? What's happening? Did I do something? I didn't answer. That weekend was brutal. I couldn't eat. Couldn't focus on anything. I kept replaying the post in my head, dissecting every word of that caption. I stalked Cameron's profile, something I hadn't done in over a year. He looked good, happy, successful. He worked in tech, some startup that had recently gotten funding. His Instagram was full of gym photos, travel shots, and motivational quotes. The kind of guy who had his life together. I hated him. I hated that I was comparing myself to him. I hated that Isabel had chosen to post about him instead of deleting that part of her life like I'd assumed she had. My apartment felt suffocating. I went for a run on Saturday morning, hoping to clear my head, but every song on my playlist reminded me of her. I came home, showered, and then just sat on my couch staring at the ceiling for hours. Jake called me Saturday night. Dude, what's going on? You haven't answered anyone. Your mom called me asking if you were alive. I'm fine, I said flatly. You're clearly not fine. Talk to me. I told him everything. The post. The caption. The canceled proposal. There was a long silence on the other end. Man, Jake finally said. That's rough. But have you talked to her? Like, actually talked to her? What's there to talk about? She posted a picture of her ex saying their relationship never ended. It's pretty clear. Is it though? Maybe there's context you're missing. What context could possibly make that okay? I don't know, man. But you've been with her for 2 years. Don't you think you owe it to yourself, and to her, to at least hear her out? I hung up shortly after. I knew Jake was right, but I wasn't ready. On Sunday afternoon, she showed up at my door. I wasn't expecting her. I was in sweatpants and a hoodie, unshaven, looking like I hadn't slept in days, because I hadn't. When I opened the door, she was standing there holding a large shopping bag from Tiffany & Company. She looked exhausted. Her eyes were red and puffy, makeup smudged like she'd been crying on the drive over. Alex, she said, her voice shaky. Can I come in? I stepped aside and let her in without saying anything. She set the bag on my coffee table and turned to face me. Her hands were trembling. I don't know what I did, she said, her voice cracking. But whatever it is, I'm sorry. I need you to talk to me. Please. I crossed my arms. You posted a picture of Cameron. She blinked. What? On Instagram. Thursday night. You posted a picture of your ex and said, some relationships never end. What the hell was that, Isabel? Her face went pale. Oh my God. Alex, that wasn't what? Wasn't you being completely disrespectful to our relationship? Wasn't you making me look like an idiot in front of everyone who follows you? No, she said, stepping closer. It wasn't like that at all. I swear. Then what was it like? She hesitated, and that hesitation made my blood boil. Explain it to me, I said, my voice cold. Because from where I'm standing, it looks like you're still hung up on your ex. I'm not, she said quickly. Alex, I promise you I'm not. Cameron called me last week. He told me his mom passed away. She had cancer. Stage 4. I went to the funeral to pay my respects. That's all it was. I stared at her. And you decided to post a tribute to him on social media? It wasn't a tribute to him, she said, her voice rising. It was a tribute to her. His mom. She was like a second mother to me when we were together. She used to invite me over for Sunday dinners. She taught me how to make her grandmother's lasagna recipe. When Cameron and I broke up, I lost her too. And when I heard she died, it broke my heart. I just wanted to acknowledge that. Then why didn't you say that in the caption? Why didn't you mention her name? Why did you post a picture of Cameron and write something that makes it sound like you still have feelings for him? She opened her mouth, then closed it. Tears were streaming down her face now. I don't know. I wasn't thinking. I was emotional, and I posted it without really thinking about how it would look. I didn't think. That's the problem, Isabel. You didn't think. You didn't think about me. You didn't think about us. You just did what you wanted, and now I'm supposed to be okay with it. I'm sorry, she said, her voice breaking completely. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I swear, Alex, there's nothing between me and Cameron. I love you. Only you. I've loved you since the day we met, and I've never looked back. Not once. I looked at the Tiffany bag on the table. What's that? She wiped her eyes. I bought you a gift. For Christmas. I wanted to give it to you early because I could tell something was wrong, and I wanted to show you how much you mean to me. I didn't open it. I couldn't. I need you to leave, I said quietly. What? I need space, Isabel. I can't do this right now. She reached for my hand, but I pulled away. Please don't do this, she whispered. Please. I love you. We can fix this. I'll delete the post. I'll do whatever you want. Just please don't push me away. Just go. She stood there for a long moment, staring at me like she was waiting for me to change my mind. When I didn't, she grabbed her purse, leaving the Tiffany bag behind, and walked to the door. Before she left, she turned back one last time. I love you, Alex. I hope you know that. Then she was gone. Update 3. The next few days were a blur. I threw myself into work, staying late at the office, avoiding anything that reminded me of her. My coworkers noticed. My boss even pulled me aside on Tuesday to ask if I was okay. I told him I was fine, just dealing with some personal stuff. He didn't push. I kept the Tiffany bag on my coffee table, unopened. Every time I walked past it, I felt this weight in my chest. Part of me wanted to open it. Part of me wanted to throw it away. On Wednesday, December 18th, my phone rang. It was an unknown number. I almost didn't answer, but something told me to pick up. Hello. Is this Alex? A man's voice asked. Yeah. Who's this? This is Cameron. My entire body went rigid. What do you want? I know you probably don't want to hear from me, he said. But I need to talk to you. It's about Isabel. I don't want to hear anything you have to say. Just give me 5 minutes. Please. Man to man. I should have hung up. But curiosity got the better of me. Fine. Talk. He sighed. Look, I know about the Instagram post. Isabel told me you guys got into a fight about it. And I feel like I need to set the record straight. Go ahead. That post wasn't about me. Not in the way you think. My mom died 2 weeks ago. Pancreatic cancer. It was fast. One day she was fine. The next she was in hospice. Isabel came to the funeral because she was close with my family. My mom loved her. Even after we broke up, my mom would ask about her. When Isabel showed up at the service, my mom would have been happy about that. That's it. There's nothing between us. There hasn't been for years. Then why did she post that? Because she's an idiot sometimes, he said bluntly. Look, I'm not trying to defend her. She should have known better. But I'm calling because I don't want you to throw away something good over a misunderstanding. Isabel loves you. She talks about you all the time. Even at the funeral, when we caught up for 10 minutes, all she talked about was you. She told me you were going to propose. My heart sank. She told you that? Yeah. At the funeral. She said she was the happiest she'd ever been. She said you made her feel safe in a way she'd never felt before. So when she called me crying yesterday, saying you kicked her out and wouldn't talk to her, I figured I should reach out. Man to man. I didn't know what to say. Look, Cameron continued. I get why you're pissed. If I were in your shoes, I'd probably react the same way. But if you care about her at all, talk to her. Actually talk to her. Don't let this ruin what you guys have. Because from what she's told me, you guys have something real. And that's rare. He hung up before I could respond. I sat there holding my phone, feeling like the ground had shifted beneath me again. Cameron's words kept echoing in my head. She talks about you all the time. She said you made her feel safe. I walked over to the coffee table and finally opened the Tiffany bag. Final update. Inside was a watch. A Rolex Submariner. The exact model I'd been eyeing for over a year, but could never justify buying for myself. It was beautiful, black dial, stainless steel, the kind of watch you pass down to your kids someday. There was a note attached in Isabel's handwriting. For all the time we've spent together, and all the time I hope we'll have. I love you, Isabel. I sat on my couch, staring at that watch for an hour. Then I picked up my phone and called her. She answered on the first ring. Alex. Hey. There was a long pause. I could hear her breathing on the other end, like she was afraid to say anything. I'm sorry, I said. For shutting you out. For not listening. For assuming the worst. No, she said softly. I'm sorry. I should have thought about how that post would make you feel. I was careless. I was grieving, and I wasn't thinking about the optics. But that's not an excuse. I hurt you, and I'm so sorry. Cameron called me. He what? He explained everything. About his mom. About the funeral. About you. She was quiet for a moment. I didn't ask him to do that. I know. But I'm glad he did. Because I was too stubborn to hear it from you. Another pause. Can I see you? She asked, her voice barely a whisper. Yeah. Come over. She was at my door 20 minutes later. We talked for hours. About everything. The post, the trust, the future. She showed me pictures from the funeral, her standing with Cameron's family, his mom's portrait at the service. She explained how she'd been so caught up in the moment, in the grief, that she didn't think about how her words would be interpreted. I should have written, "Some people never leave your heart," or something about your mom, she said. But I wasn't thinking clearly. I miss her, and I wanted to honor that. I get it now, I said. I do. But it scared the hell out of me. I thought I was losing you. You're not losing me, she said, taking my hand. I'm right here. I've always been right here. By the end of the night, we were okay. Not perfect, but okay. We ordered takeout, sat on my couch, and watched some dumb action movie neither of us paid attention to. It felt normal again. Safe. I proposed to her on New Year's Eve. No party. No crowd. Just the two of us on my balcony, watching the fireworks over Boston Harbor. The ring I'd bought was still in my sock drawer, waiting. When I got down on one knee, she didn't even let me finish my speech before she said yes. 3 months later, we're still together. Still figuring things out. I won't lie and say everything's been smooth. There are moments when I think about that post, about how close I came to walking away. But I also think about the watch. About Cameron's call. About the fact that sometimes, people make mistakes without malicious intent. We've started going to couples therapy. Not because we're in crisis, but because we want to build better communication habits. Isabel deleted the post a week after everything happened. She sent an apology to me. Not publicly, just privately. And we agreed that moving forward, we'd check in with each other before posting anything that could be misinterpreted. I don't know if that makes me smart or stupid. Maybe a little of both. But for now, I'm choosing to believe in second chances. I'm choosing to believe that love isn't about perfection. It's about showing up for each other even when things get messy. And honestly, I'm glad I didn't let pride destroy something worth fighting for. Edit 1. A lot of people have been asking why I didn't just talk to Isabel right away. Honestly, pride, hurt, fear. I don't know. In the moment, it felt like the right move. Looking back, maybe it wasn't. But I'm learning that sometimes the right move is the one that feels uncomfortable. Edit 2. For those wondering, I never posted about any of this on social media. Unlike some people, I prefer to keep my drama offline. The irony isn't lost on me. Edit 3. We set a date. October 2025. Small wedding. Close friends and family only. Isabel's been planning it with my mom, which is honestly adorable to watch. I'm still not great at this whole communication thing, but I'm trying. We both are.